What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and today we're gonna talk about the best purchases that you can make in your 20s. As you can see, I have a tier list here which goes from the tier S to tier F and 15 things to great, right? To great here, because all of the things that I have on this list are actually great for you. What I want to do here is to grade those from like the best of the best, from the future you wins, from the best perspective for your future life, right? Because in your 20s the life is just beginning. To the tier F, which is still alright, which I call financial NPC, right? So you are doing something as everybody else, but it's still a good thing. It still can make your life better, but it's just like a normal thing to do, right? Nothing that will drastically improve your life. So, as I said, 15 things here to great, and we will begin with the better opportunity location. What I mean by that is that when you're young, you're in your 20s, your career is just starting. So if you are in the specific field of work, let's say you are in IT, or you are in law, or you are in finance, etc., 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 there are cities on the planet Earth, and most probably in your own country or city or whatever near to you, that are just better for your specific career path, right? So let's say if you're in IT, you want to move to somewhere like San Francisco or Los Angeles or whatever. I don't know where, but you most probably know if you're in IT. If you're in finance, you can move to London or to New York, right, to make more money, because there are the biggest companies are there, the biggest opportunities are there, everything is there that can make your future life better. And the only problem with this thing is that you can overestimate yourself. If you will move to such places without actually getting a job offer before, you can get stuck there and your money will go out very, very fast, because the rent is very expensive, the life is very expensive, everything there is very, very expensive. So I would say better opportunity location is a great thing for you and can be a very smart move, but only if you calculate it precisely, right, and correctly. You will calculate how much money you need, you will get a job offer, you will sit with Excel spreadsheet and calculate whether it all fits in and move there, because most probably in the future you will have way more opportunities because of that, for your career, for your life, and you will have way more options to decide where to move later, because you have already established yourself as a professional in this specific area. So I would put it in A tier, since I think it's very, very smart, but still there are few underwater things that you have to research before doing so. So it's a great thing to do. So let's put it in A tier. Next one on the list, first, property. A very controversial thing. It depends, of course, on your lifestyle, on where you live, on what you want to do with your life, on whether or not you want a family early on in your life, etc., etc., etc. But since the property prices are rising from year to year in pretty much every developed country, okay, maybe there are some exceptions, let me know in the comments, but still, you understand my idea. The trajectory is very clear. The properties are not becoming cheaper. And buying it seems like a great thing to do on a mortgage, let's say, so because you can fixate the price, right, which will most probably go upwards in the future. But at the same time, it's very easy to overestimate yourself and to buy a very expensive property and become home poor, right, by paying too much from your salary in the monthly payments for the property that you have bought. So it's very important to actually assess it correctly, right, whether you can actually afford it, whether you can actually buy it. But overall, I think if you buy a correct property for yourself, if you assess your opportunities correctly, and let's say you can only buy a one-bedroom small apartment, but still you can buy it comfortably, I think it's a great thing to do. It's a very smart move, and future you will most probably thank yourself for it, because you will not spend this money on something stupid like partying or whatever, but you will spend it on like an apartment. And even if it will be small one, somewhere not in the best area, most probably it still will go up in price, and in the future you will thank yourself because it will give you a base to improve your life even further on, right? So I would put it in the future you wins tier, for sure, because buying a property is something everybody is dreaming about, and if you actually can do it comfortably, I'm not saying it's easy, I'm not saying everyone can do it, but if you can, I think it's a great thing to do, at least from my opinion and from my perspective, so I put it in the S tier. Next up is a pretty controversial thing, cryptocurrencies. Everybody heard about cryptocurrencies. Everybody knows that Bitcoin from time to time is skyrocketing in price. And most of the people do not know what actually cryptocurrencies are or how those function, but lots of people are interested in those. So I would say that cryptocurrencies can be great investment long term, right? Even if you get lucky, of course, and if you allocate a very specific part of your portfolio into it. And it also can be very devastating for you if you invest too much money in cryptocurrencies, especially in very volatile ones, right? And then those go down, it can destroy you financially, absolutely. So I would say that cryptocurrencies can be great if you estimate your risk levels, right? You know how much money you have free that you want to invest in those without losing all of your money, and those should be like most probably small amounts of money for you, right? There are of course some opportunities in such cryptocurrencies, such as most popular ones, such as Bitcoin and Ethereum, etc. But if you will put your money in some unknown coins and that you saw on Twitter or X yesterday, and you read that they will skyrocket, it's the same as gambling, you are very likely to lose money. So that's why I do not want to put cryptocurrencies in the S and A tiers, right? Because those are not as supreme, but those can be, of course, financially beneficial for you if you will calculate your risks and you will be allocating only the money that you are ready to lose, and you will make research, etc. Then it can be good for you, of course. Then those can grow up in value in the future. So I'm willing to put cryptocurrencies in the mid category, right? Because it's likely that you will make some money if you will do it smart. So it can be good for you and it can boost your net worth in the future. But only if you are doing it smart, because at the same time, it can just go down and disappear tomorrow in the same way as it went up. So it's a very risky asset. But there is a place for the risky assets in some portfolios. Next on the line are ETFs, right? Or index funds. It depends, of course, on your country, on your opportunities, but those are pretty much a basket of lots and lots of stocks in which you can invest, and those are very diversified. Those depend on specific ETF, right? Those overall provide you an opportunity to invest in a very diversified way in many companies. Right, some of the ETFs allow you to invest in companies all around the globe and allow you to grow your money in very conservative ways, offering rates of return something like 7%, 9%, 10% per year, and growing your wealth very steadily. But at the same time, since it's being a very diversified asset, right, it allows you to do it in one way or another safely, right? And ETFs are preferred by many people as an investment to make for your future, for your pension, for your retirement, right? And overall invest in ETFs as something that will go up in value only long term, right? For after years and years to come, it will start to make some significant returns for you. Especially if you're young, you are probably not investing too much. But I do believe that for myself at least, it's not a financial advice, that's for sure, investing in ETFs every month, a set amount every month for years can actually make you very wealthy over time. It can bring you lots of money, but it depends on the ETF, of course. You should choose wisely, consult your financial advisor or whoever. Make your own decisions, but I do believe that ETFs can be great for your future, right? Because you are taking money right now and you are putting it somewhere for those to work and give you returns, right? And that's just how capitalism works. And in your 20s, you have so much potential, you have so much time for this money to grow, and you have so much time to wait for the markets even to recover if they will drop. And those will drop because there are crises happening, of course. But you have so much time and so much potential that gradually investing in ETFs every now and then, every month, doing it consistently, can make you very wealthy overall. I do believe so, at least for myself. So that's why I do put it in the future you wins tier, right? I think it's a supreme thing overall in the financial markets right now, at least from my humble opinion. Next one on the list are the certifications. By certifications, I mean the things that can improve your skill set for a specific career. Let's say you work in finance and you want to learn a bit of data analytics in order to improve your day-to-day work, right? I think it's great in this case because it improves your earning potential. You can go out to very popular course providers, or you can go on YouTube and learn stuff even for free, right? Or certifications can be bought and learned for a very relatively cheap prices, right? So you can invest a bit of money but boost your earning potential significantly by just adding some skill set to your day-to-day work, right? You can expand your career by doing that actually, because there are certificates offered by like the best universities in the world. And I'm not saying that certificates on their own can replace the university degree, a good one, right? But overall, those might boost your career in a way that you do not even expect those to can boost it, right? Because nowadays, especially with the AI, I do believe that people that can juggle their skill set, that can change their day-to-day responsibilities at work, that can improve, that can adapt very fast, those people will win. And that's where these learnings and these certifications that prove that you know something can help you a lot, in my opinion. I don't think you should receive all of the certifications that are there, right? But do it gradually, specifically. Just find something that can be good for you, that can improve your day-to-day life and your day-to-day activities on your work, and you can leverage it later on your salary review or when you will be searching for a new job. You can say, hey, I have this skill. In addition to my basic skills that I have, let's say, from my degree, I know this and that. I can leverage whatever, AI or data analytics or whatever else is there. And that's why I will put it in the A tier, because it can drastically improve your earning potential, in my opinion. Next one on the list is fitness. That's not something you can actually buy, but you can still spend money to buy yourself a gym membership, a better equipment, a professional trainer, and what's not, right? I do believe that fitness is for sure a great thing to do in your 20s, and a great thing to begin doing in your 20s since you're still very, very young. And by investing money into the like good gym membership and going to it consistently, it can improve your body significantly. It can improve your health. It can improve your day-to-day life in the future, and even decrease the healthcare costs in the future. Imagine that, right? In case you are fit, in case you feel good, it can decrease your healthcare spending in the future. The healthcare, as you can see, is the next on our tier list, right? Which we will be discussing. But fitness is something that will allow you to maybe prevent bigger healthcare costs in the future. It will make you feel better, and I think everybody should stick to it in one way or another. It's not easy for sure, and I have experienced and I'm experiencing it myself, because going to the gym like 3 or 4 times per week is very hard. Going on a run every other day is very hard. Doing fitness overall, if we are not even talking about the money, but overall the fitness, it's hard. It's hard because you have to push yourself to do it. But I think it's well worth it for your future, well worth it. So I would put fitness in the S tier for sure, because it's amazing. It's actually something that you can do either for free sometimes or very cheaply. And even if you have to invest a bit of money, I think it's a great investment, because it's an investment in yourself, not in some numbers, not in some papers, not in dollars, but in yourself. And I think it's absolutely great. So it will go to the S tier. Next one is healthcare. Healthcare spending money on doctors, spending money on blood tests, spending money on things like that can tell you more about your health. Maybe buying some gadgets that can tell you more about your health. And I think it's an absolutely great thing to do, because you are also investing in yourself. You're investing in your longevity. You're investing in feeling good, right? Because by going to the doctor early, or by taking this blood test, or by discovering some disease early on, you can increase your life significantly. You can make your life better. You can maybe cure some diseases, etc. And I think there is not a lot to talk about it, but it's just simply amazing thing that nowadays you can pay and go like to the doctors or take blood tests, etc. It wasn't available for us like 100, 200 years ago. It was not available for us, but now the medicine, the healthcare systems, the overall technology is improving it. I know lots of countries struggle with healthcare. In many places it's like expensive, and that's why you can also spend more money on insurance, on a good coverage, right? To have more opportunities to cure yourself, right? I think it's absolutely great, and it's something that you will never regret having another blood test that will show you some results that will allow you to cure something, or having a better coverage on insurance that will allow you to get better services. I think it's absolutely great, and it's for sure in the S tier, and future you will win because you will have a better health because of that, or a better help in a very complicated situation. So for sure S tier. Paying off debt can be very tricky because debt is different, right? Debt can be with very high interest rates, with low interest rates. It actually depends. I overall think that debt is bad for private individuals, except like mortgages. But overall, I think paying off debt is not only good for you in the financial terms, right? Because yeah, of course, you can calculate that paying off a low interest debt is not actually financially smart because you can invest this money into in like index funds, financial market, etc. But I do believe that paying off debt is good for your head, it's good for your psychology, it's good for your well-being, it's good for your overall life. But I do believe that paying off debt is great for your day-to-day life. It's great for your psychology, it's great for your well-being. It's great for how you feel that you do not owe anything to anyone. You do not owe anything to anybody, and you can just live freely. It actually makes you freer in terms of also finding a new job, right? Because if you work on a job that you hate, but you still have to pay off the debt every month, you have way less opportunities to, search for a new job or jump the ship and try something new, right? So paying off debt early and not taking debt initially where possible, I think is absolutely great. It's a way for yourself to feel better, to feel freer. Of course, there might be some financial tricks there, right? That it's like not actually that good for you financially because, as I said, you can invest this money somewhere, etc., etc. For me personally, I would put it in the S tier because I do value this psychological freedom sometimes even more than financial numbers on the spreadsheet somewhere, right? But I do think that for absolutely most people it's just a smart move because there will be lots of people who will say that there are opportunities to leverage debt, etc. But overall, I think that most of the people will agree that not having debt is better than having it. So let's put it in the A tier as smart move here. Productivity tools. I will say that those are overrated, for sure. What I mean by that is that very often, instead of actually being productive, you will be buying productivity tools, such as new headphones, new computer, new phone, 2 new computers, a notebook, an iPad, a tablet, etc., etc., etc. Because you would think that it will allow you to work more effectively, to be more productive, to make more whatever content, to fill in more spreadsheets, to study better, etc. And it's always true, for sure. But at the same time, I do believe that it's overrated because very often, instead of doing things and actually being productive, you are buying stupid productivity tools more and more and more, and by that you trick yourself into thinking that you are doing something. But you are not. So that's why I would put productivity tools in overrated field. You need something, you need a notebook, you need a good computer, etc. But just one. Just buy it once and forget about it for like years to come. So yeah, productivity tools are for sure overrated, for sure. Quality clothes. It depends on your career. It depends where you live, it depends where you work, it depends what you do in your day-to-day life. But let's say if you're a young lawyer, you will most probably need a good suit. Or if you're working in finance, you will still need a good suit. If you're a blue-collar worker, you might invest in some clothes that will serve you for years and years to come in your day-to-day work, right? Everybody has something that they can buy that can improve their overall everyday life by a bit and will last long. I am talking here about specifically the quality clothes, not like the brand new clothes that are like with some label and are cool and considered cool by society, etc. No. I am not talking about that. I am talking about like the quality clothes that will last you long. And I would say that it's actually can be considered an investment, right? Because you buy something and it lasts you for years. And I do believe it's absolutely great for you. And such things can actually be, as I said, an investment in your future even. But those are not life-changing, that's for sure. Most people do not have a job that require them to have a great suit that will be on them every day, right? So that's why I would say it is a smart move, but not something that will make future you win for sure, right? Now, maybe in some very specific situations you can make a right impression by having a correct suit, but let's be honest that like most of the people do not ever have such situations. We do not live in a movie. And that's why I will not be putting it into the S tier, but in A tier. It can be a very smart move, and actually quality clothes that will last you long, of course, are not cheap, but those are not insanely expensive, right? You can still afford those most probably pretty comfortably if you really need those, and those will last you years. So if you will divide the price of those on how many years you had those, it probably will be a very, very small amount of money. So yeah, it for sure is a smart move. Selective travel. By selective travel, I mean going out there and exploring the world in ways that fit your financial situations. Because I believe that traveling is something that expands your, let's say, horizons. They expand how you see the world. You start to understand things differently when you go abroad and see new stuff. But at the same time, I do believe that you never should be taking out a loan to travel, right? And there are many opportunities to travel on a budget. Especially if you live in the European Union or in the US, you have lots of opportunities to travel locally and see great things just like 300, 400, 500 kilometers away from you. You can go on a train, you can go on a bus, you can go by your own car. You do not have to buy the tickets and fly to the other part of the world, to New Zealand, to see something new. Of course, if you have money, flying to New Zealand probably is awesome, right? But if you're in your 20s, most probably you do not have money to have luxury traveling, right? You probably do not have money to have some insane trips. Hopefully you will have in the future, but for now, I think the selective traveling, traveling locally, traveling near your own hometown, etc., is a great thing to do. And it definitely improves your day-to-day life. It improves your knowledge. It improves lots of things that you don't even think about, right? And it can provide you with new opportunities. Let's say you go to this new city, you find it very nice and great, and you want to move there. So you move there and get new opportunities there, It's just good for you in lots of ways. So selective travel is definitely a smart move. Next one, side hustles. Very controversial thing. I will say that I think that those are an F tier things, financial NPC stuff, because on the one hand, of course, you will read lots and lots of articles online that, you should start a side hustle to make more money because, your job sucks because you work for somebody and it's bad working for somebody. You should be an entrepreneur, etc. And that's why lots of people can actually begin investing too much money into this stuff. You go out there and you open the dropshipping business, right? You invest lots of money, you lose it all. It was a side hustle. Was it worth it? I don't know. Ask a person who was doing it, but I do believe that no. So overall, the side hustles is something that can actually damage you financially as far as they can also make your money, right? So I do believe that starting a new hobby, that starting a new project, that doing something that you enjoy, let's say YouTube videos or like whatever, in addition to your day-to-day job, can be absolutely great for you and can long-term even make you money. But overall, starting a side hustle just because you want to hustle and make money and be rich, maybe it's great, maybe it's something that you can consider doing, but I do believe it's overrated in absolutely most of the cases, because lots of people do believe that side hustle is something that they will invest money in right now, right? That they should put lots of money in, that they will invest their time in and make a big return. I do believe that we should be looking at side hustles as something very, very additional to our day-to-day life, right? And not something that will be actually making you money. I think that is something that everyone should and can try if they want to. for sure, that's why it is on this list, because those are best things that you can do with your money, in my opinion, right? But at the same time, it is not something that will be for sure helping you in the future, right? It is something in the middle, but at the same time, it's most probably is going to lose you money if you do it completely incorrectly and if you overestimate that. When you will have experience, when you, let's say, you work at a job, you have an experience, you feel confident, you go out there and you open a business, not a side hustle. You open a business and you do stuff seriously. You do things seriously, you have accounting, etc., etc. But if you do a side hustle, without actually knowing things and just trying to do stuff just because you want to make more money, because you saw this course on the internet and whatever, I think it's not the best thing to do. So that's why I personally am gonna put it in the F tier, in the financial NPC tier. I know it's controversial because we all understand different things under side hustles, right? For example, I am doing this YouTube channel, which is not making me even a penny, right? But I do like making videos, right? And I did enjoy it since the childhood, right? So that's why I'm doing it. It's not my side hustle. It's just something I enjoy and which could, in theory, bring you money in the future, of course. But it's not a side hustle. So, yeah. If you understand side hustles differently, let me know in the comments. I am for sure will be happy to see what you think about it and discuss it. So, yeah. But for me, it's a financial NPC tier, F tier. Next one on the list is solid furniture, so furniture that will last you for a long period of time, not like an IKEA style furniture that you can buy, assemble once, and that's it. You move apartments, you leave it in the apartment. But IKEA furniture also can be great for you, of course, but here I am talking about like very solid things such as a closet that can, last for like 100 years maybe, or a table which is very specific for your needs in a very specific size, etc., etc. Furniture that will last for long, or a new mattress, right? That will last for long, which may cost a lot, but will be something that you will use for years and years to come. So I believe that furniture is a great thing, especially if you have your own place, especially if you already have your first apartment or house. Buying really solid furniture can be great for you. If you are still renting, if you are moving places, if you are searching your city, if you are searching for a better opportunities, if you are moving, right, a lot, then it's not the best thing to do, because what are you gonna do with this mattress? Move it with you every other month, right? Or with other furniture. Will you move it every other month? Probably not. So will you take it with you to another country or city? Probably not. So I would say it's a mid option. It depends on your situation, right? In some cases it might be amazing, it might save you money because you bought it once and it serves you forever. In other cases it's just not worth it, because solid furniture actually costs a lot, right? And if you're not using it a lot, if you also just will leave it in a specific city and will go to another one, it's not worth it, right? Then buy something from IKEA, that will be great. So I would say it's a mid option. Yeah, that's for sure. That's a mid option, and it depends on your lifestyle and situation. University degree. It depends on whether it's a good university degree. What I mean by that is there are very useless degrees, such as gender studies, psychology, or philosophy, etc., etc. What I mean by useless is useless from the financial standpoint. It can be great for your knowledge, but if we talk about the ROI, the return on investment, if you go out there to study philosophy, right, and you invest lots of your money and time into it, you spend years studying, and you come out of the university and you can't even find a job, then why was it worth it? If you did it only for knowledge, then great. If you had lots of money, you didn't need to work, or some other arrangement in your life is happening that allows you to do so, it's absolutely fantastic. I think those degrees that I mentioned can be very actually interesting, same as art degrees, right? It can be absolutely amazing. But from financial standpoint, those are useless. You will most probably not gonna find a job, or if you will find one, it's probably not gonna make you lots of money. But there are very great university degrees, such as medicine, such as law, such as engineering. If you do those, you are almost guaranteed to have a job, even though in our life with AI development, not anyone is guaranteed a job. Everything is gonna change in one way or another very, very soon, most probably. But at the same time, I do believe that some jobs, such as the ones I mentioned right now, those are something that will stay with us, right? Those are people that will be in demand, right? And that's why I believe that good university degree can set you up for life. It can be a great thing, but at the same time, if you choose it incorrectly, especially if you live in, let's say, US, where tuition fees are through the roof, very expensive ones, and you will be staying up with this loan for years and years to come with the student loan, that's not a good idea, right? So it's actually a B, it's a mid-tier, because it depends on your choices. In some cases, it can be absolutely amazing, right? And I think for lots of people, it's definitely an S-tier thing. If you are interested in stuff which also can bring you money, such as engineering or physics or whatever, then it's absolutely great. But for some people, it's definitely a mid or a very bad choice, because it will make them stuck in the monthly payments without providing them even an opportunity to pay this money back. So that's why it will be in B tier. Last one on our tier list is the used car. It depends on the car, right? Everything in this tier list depends on specific situations. But used car can be great, especially if you do not finance it, especially if you need it, because it depends on the location. As far as I am aware, somewhere in the United States, you cannot even live your day-to-day life properly without owning a car. Somewhere like Europe, you don't actually need a car if you live in a big city. You will be paying lots of money for parking, you will not be able to go with it into the city center, and you will be better off using public transport in every way imaginable, right? So it actually depends. But still, I believe that having a car is a great thing. It provides you with mobility. And if you buy a used car without a loan, I think it's a S-tier thing. If you buy a good, reliable car, I am not sure which one you want to choose, but I heard that Toyota is good, right? It's a reliable car. It can go for hundreds of thousands of kilometers without breaking down. It doesn't require extensive maintenance, and it's good from the financial viewpoint, right? But at the same time, you can buy like a used luxury car, let's say an old used luxury car that will be breaking down every now and then. So it depends on a car, as you understand. But at the same time, the used car which is bought in a smart way, that you thought about, that you calculated for, that you accounted for, that you set with spreadsheet for, is a great investment, because you buy something that has already lost the most of the value, right? You buy not a new car, because when a new car comes out of the dealership, it drops by like 30%, and let's say then it drove for 10 years, and then you buy it, you have already waited through the whole period of depreciation, right? So now you have an asset which still will be depreciating, but not as much, and you will not be paying loan on it, you will not be paying interest on it, and you can use it and be happy with it, right? And if you do it correctly and you do not buy high and expensive maintenance car, then I think it's great for you. So if you buy it correctly, if you buy it not on a loan, if you calculate things, then it's definitely S or A tier. And I would put it in the A tier as smart move, because I do believe it actually is a smart move. And that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching this video. Let me know in the comments whether you agree with the allocation of these things on my tier list. And let me know, of course, if you disagree. I will be more than happy to discuss what you think about all of that. And of course, if you did enjoy this video, please subscribe to my channel and press like button. It means a lot to me. And join my Discord server. Link is down below. There I am more than happy to discuss any video of mine, especially on the topics of finance and overall planning of life, etc., right? I will be more than happy to discuss those things with you. And I will see you in my next video very, very soon. So thank you once again, and bye for now.